What was it like having a father?
Family and business don't mix. Our friends and business don't mix. How will you all be able to get past that hurdle? Because it's not something easy to do.
What stands out most about your father?
He does talk a lot.
What was the experience like on Curacao?
Not good.
Would you say that those specific things were red flags?
Wait.
Welcome on everybody, back again with another episode of The Talk. Before we start the episode, I always ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, we like the feedback we're getting recently. A lot of people are, even when we're on the road, stopping us, telling us they like the podcast. So I encourage everybody to share the podcast as much as possible. Keep doing it like you're doing all the time. Today, we have a very special guest here with us, an entrepreneur, a social media influencer, if I could say so myself. Miss Saskia Brown. She's here today to talk about entrepreneurship, life in general, a lot of different topics we have. We just see how it goes.
Hi everyone, my name is Saskia Brown and I am a very young entrepreneur. I'm a born hustler and I'm 25 years old and I currently work at the St. Statia Sports Facility Foundation as the sports coordinator.
Okay. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. I would like to know more about you. Like, what was your childhood like growing up on Statia?
Well, many don't know, but I was actually a tomboy. And we used to climb the kinnip tree in the backyard. We used to play in the dirt, play with my cousins, Jackil, Divakio, Jaden. All of us used to just play maybe softball, different sports in the yard. And I used to love dollies. I used to love playing in the yard, looking for crabs. Everything was basically outside instead of the children now is tablets and technology. I never really used to watch television. We just was always outside.
That's nice. What would you describe a tomboy? Because you say it was a tomboy. What made you think you was a tomboy?
Well, everybody used to call me they used to think I was a boy. I used to act like a boy. I used to act like Jackil them, for example. We used to climb the tree, like I had say. I wasn't really doing the girly stuff besides dollies. So everything was just like a boy. Yeah.
Where would you say
I used to get licks like a boy.
Where would you say that the tomboyish ink come from?
I guess being around boys mostly, because it was basically only me and Linaria, the girls from my father's side. And
it was only you two around that age group, right?
Yeah. So everybody else was boys. So we just used to do what the boys do.
So you used to hang around a lot around your father.
Yeah.
And that what was it like having a father?
Well, the only thing I can say basically is that it's a great, great thing to have because I don't know it no other way. I've been living with my father all the time besides going away for school. So, I have a good bond with my father, a really close bond with my father. And he wasn't as strict besides licking, but I could go to him up with anything. I don't know how to explain.
You could still do that today?
Yeah.
So you still feel comfortable enough that you could go and
anything.
talk to him?
Yeah.
What you think that he did that make you so comfortable to speak to him about anything?
He was always open, especially if it's to do with boyfriends. He was the one who said, bring him home. He never wanted nobody to tell him on the road, hey, my girl, your daughter with this and this one, It had a time when I had get with a boy. That was, I think, my first serious relationship. I was in high school. And I was coming home, bringing him home, like he said. But he had already know, because I tell him, like, I'm going to bring him home. And my uncle called him, and he was like, you know your daughter walking on the road with such and such? And he was like, yeah, they're coming right here. And he was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I tell her, bring him home.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, yeah, he was always that cool dad. But he would always be strict when he needed to be. And every time, like, I could have do what I want, get what I want, but I always was good in school. So that was his main thing. Like, if you do good in school, you get rewarded.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So he was the main person who used to really motivate you in school? Like,
Yeah, my mother too. My mother used to help me a lot as well. But my father was the most strict one than her. So, like, I used to try and make he, you know?
yeah.
So I could get what I want.
For some persons who don't have a father figure, you know, some of them really want to know, like, boy, what is it like having a father presence in my life? So, like, you have that, so you can relate to it. What is what stands out most about your father?
A lot.
Even if you have more than one, you can.
He's a very jolly person, just like myself. Like, I don't think I ever see my father upset. I ain't even lying. Like, he's just jolly. He does talk a lot. But he does talk sensible stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he's an all-arounder. Yeah. He's a handyman.
And what would you take from that?
What do you mean?
Like, what would you take from his, what stand out most about him? What do you say, hey, I would like to carry this along with me?
I would think it would be the way he does handle stuff. Like, how he does go about stuff. Like, he don't leave much things stressing him out. Like, that's why he looks so young still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see that with you too. Every time I see you, I never see you angry, or I can't remember seeing you angry because you're upset or anything. You always have a smile.
It's true.
Me and other side are different.
Oh, yeah. I just cry a lot.
Well, get emotional.
But that emotion, but not like...
cry, but I see emotional
side.
Enough time. Yeah, enough time.
Yeah.
I see you mentioned in the beginning, like, I mean, we're going to be jumping from topic to topic. You mentioned in the beginning you was a hustler.
Yeah.
When you speak about hustler, the first thing I think about, well, that I mainly know about is the donut factory stuff. However, what was the first thing that you can remember that gave you kind of like a entrepreneurial feel? What was the first thing you did that gave you that feeling?
It was selling cupcakes in school with Linare and Zidija. That's what started it. Because we was very young, we was buying box cake from Doggins, selling it, you know.
Now everybody knows a secret.
But yeah, we was making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way it started.
And the jump to donuts happened how?
Because of Yuchi. Yeah, Yuchi was the one who came up with the idea, because me and Linada was always independent.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want to ask for money. We always wanted to make our own. So Yuchi was the one who was like, just sell donuts, because we wanted to go to Martin to buy school supplies, because you can't buy nothing here.
Yeah.
And we make enough money for all of our tickets, and Yuchi ticket, and car rental, and supplies. Yeah. Yeah. So that was where it all began.
Yeah.
And then you all take a big risk and decided to go to
Bonaire.
Why not? Why you didn't like do it here or St. Martin or somewhere like that?
Well, we had friends from Bonaire try with donuts, and they was like, this need to come to Bonaire. Like, and we was like, really? Like, because we ain't thinking we donuts taste that good. I mean, they taste good, but not the way they was reacting.
Yeah.
So then we was like, we just leave it, but then he keep pushing it, and he was like calling people already. He had his father looking for places and things like that. And then before they left, we decided to go on like a tryout trip.
Yeah.
They were actually supposed to be for a week, I think, or 2 weeks. And we was down there for 3 months, I believe. I think it was 3 months.
Yeah.
But before that, I could remember, was it like a trial period when I saw like you all used to have like, I think it was like a flight flyer.
Yeah.
Like, popping up. Yeah. Like St. Martin, Bonaire.
Oh yeah, we had went to Martin
So
like 2 times too. But Bonaire was more easy because we under the best A London, so it was easy for us to, because the taxes, everything was under one one thing.
Okay. So that makes
So for us to pay taxes was the same way.
Yeah.
If we had went Bonaire.
Okay.
And that tryout went really good. Like really, really, really good. First day we sell over 500 donuts. It was in the kitchen all day.
Wow.
People was getting the donuts all in the night. Like it was a lot of donuts.
How was the experience being in the kitchen? That was like your longest in being in the kitchen, or no?
I think so. No. Because in the beginning, when we were selling donuts, actually, we used to take long. I don't know why we used to take so long. We used to take long.
Well, you're working the recipe, right?
We used to take like long from morning till night. People getting donuts here in the night.
Yeah.
Late.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't think that was the longest.
Yeah.
It
But how did you get that motivation to continue? Because sometimes people just get bored or doing the same thing and...
It's true, but like I say, like if I know that is the way we gonna make money, whether I like it or not, I gonna do it to make the money.
That is a true hustler. That's a true hustler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember what we're going to ask you. I'm going to ask you about oh God, you made me lose my question.
By the way, your donuts were always consistent. It never were like one time it tasted this way and next time it tastes different. To me, it always was consistent.
Thank you. A lot of people
and
say that for you.
sometimes that happened like, I don't know. I ain't speaking about others, but it could happen like you're trying out all the time and then it changes.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's good to be consistent. Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, no matter where you look, a lot of people will say, family and business don't mix. Or friends and business don't mix. How will you all be able to get past that hurdle? Because it's not something easy to do, especially when money get involved in, even in normal friendships. It sometimes cause a friendship to go a certain way. How you all manage to keep this thing going with donuts? Well, in general.
I think me and Nadia just click. We have the same goal, like make the money, you know. Yeah. But we never was like, oh, you gotta get more money because I do more, you know. Like it was always 50-50, like always. I don't know. We just click. Yeah.
I assume are you lucky because they got a lot of persons. Oh well, I was in kitchen for a very long time. So therefore, I gotta get 75%. You gotta get 25% this time.
But that shows like good team player. Like,
we just click. And like maybe if she need to use money to do something, she use it. If I have to use money to do something, I use it. You know. And put it back if we have to, you know.
I think that's an important thing when you make clear agreements from the beginning. Because sometimes maybe expectation, you thought the person feel this way or the other. Yeah, so it's good.
But in the beginning, I think we could have probably had like a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
Like we used to split the money every time. Like after the sale, we split one time, 50-50. One time. So I used to walk with my pocketbook fat, you know, fat. Going to the bank with a bunch of money. But then I was young and I didn't want, like I said, I used to ask my mother them for nothing. So I used to pay my stuff myself. So I guess that's where the money was going. But especially on food and things like, oh, I gonna just pay it. Oh, this, you know. But if we had saved that money, we would have had a lot of money now. I telling you, we used to go home with a lot of money each.
Is it something you would say that you regret spending so much money, or like, okay, I had to go through it? So.
No, I don't regret it because I wanted to do with it. But I would say I should have kept some aside. Instead of spending the whole thing.
One life to live.
It's true,
Exactly. And you know, growing up, how I know you is
I wanted to ask before, like now, is there anything like you did it in Bonaire? Is there anything that you say you would like to do differently?
I think what we should have done was focus, but then again, I can't say that neither because we didn't get the amount of money we needed. But maybe what I would have done differently is take our, what should I call her? Advisor, the lady from credits who was over us.
Yeah.
She had actually advised us to do a truck first instead of going in a store. So the truck could have been portable on the road. But we had this nice vision, you know, like to have a comfy store, like not like better than Starbucks. But in the end, we didn't get all of the funding. So we couldn't get the shop to look how we wanted it to look. So I think that played a big role.
So you think with the mobile, you would be able to do more
yes,
with the funds?
Because we could have go to parties, all those things. People could have rent us to go by the party and then we sell from there, A lot of children have like the donuts.
That is true. You could have pop up by children
and no rent.
We could have gone on, and the rent was a lot of money, like a lot of money, and it would keep increasing every year. It would increase by 3%. So it was a lot of money.
Would you say that that's the reason why you guys, the reason that you ultimately decide, okay, I don't think I want to do this no more?
That was part of it. It was part of it, and also I don't want to bash the Bonaire people because I really love them, but like they would only come for the sugar, the confetti. Like if we put out a new product, like I don't know if it's with their culture that they don't try new stuff really. But like if we put out a new donut, it wouldn't sell as if we put it out here, for example.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is bringing in money, the sugars and the confetti, but not as much as we need.
Yeah.
So before we, like, to think, you have to, having a business, you have to think on, like, ahead. So you have to think on, like, this looking at towards bankruptcy, like, do you want to go to that or, like we was really trying with different things, but then at the end of the day, you have to pay the rent.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to pay. We was living on our own. We were doing everything we self. Like we had no help.
Yeah.
So we was paying for the our rent home, rent by the shop.
And you had to pay yourself too.
We wasn't paying ourselves.
Oh.
We were not paying ourselves. So what we was doing is like the donut factory would cover our expenses.
Okay.
So we won't collect a salary.
Yeah.
And that's how we was basically living. And the parking in town was a lot, like, because it have a lot of businesses in town.
Yeah.
Oh.
And one tiny parking spot. So those businesses were already filling up the parking.
Yeah.
So if somebody want to come for donuts, it's very difficult. So we had even introduced curbside pickup.
Yeah.
But also they wasn't making much use of it. And I guess people was also getting tired of looking for parking.
That could be a hassle.
So I guess they was already drifted off let me go get donuts because I don't it's difficult. So when the time we introduced curbside, I guess not much people wanted to make use of it. I don't know, but in the end we decided let we close down and move somewhere else. We was going to St. Martin.
Yeah.
But then when we came home, the process was long, to move to St. Martin. So then Nadia started with the cargo.
Yeah.
And then we were still doing donuts here because we have to pay we loan.
Yeah.
So we was doing the donuts. And I started to get bored. And I used to go hiking with Talia.
Yeah.
And then one day Zidija messaged and she was like, which one of you want to do a job? And I had just reached back by the kind. I was like, I'll just do it,
Yeah.
Because I was bored. I wanted to make my own money.
Yeah.
I can't stay home doing nothing.
Yeah.
Waiting on an next sale. I couldn't do it. So that's how I started back working. I actually never had worked for nobody. That was my first job. I was nervous for my interview. I never do an interview. I was like, what are they going to ask me? I was on the internet looking for questions, asking people
what
does ask, I was like, what? I never do this. And I used to always say I ain't working for nobody because I like to do my own stuff.
You hustler.
Exactly.
But before sorry, I forgot you wanted to say.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Walk me through the process, because maybe you might have entrepreneurs, young persons who look up to you. What is that feeling going and taking a risk? Walk us through that. To go into Bonaire. Yeah.
Well, it was a risk, yes, but because we did the trial, it was more comfortable for us. But like I say, it was easy with the tax and all of those. It was easy for us. But I think because of our mindset, we already was doing with donuts for so long, since 2016. So it was normal for us to actually go out and do donuts somewhere else, especially with the feedback that the donuts that good.
Yeah.
Because you say it was going to end up, you all going to end up going to St. Martin. And you say in Bonaire, you was doing the store in Samaritan, where you were going to try the truck, or you was going to go look for a store again to do in Samaritan?
A store, but a smaller one.
Okay.
A small one.
So more like a pick up and go kind of thing, or
Yeah, maybe with a small section for to sit on,
Yeah.
but not much
not
to
as,
sit on.
Yeah, not as much room.
Because in Bonaire, we actually had like a huge space in the front.
Yeah.
But
And then you say like for example, you ultimately decide at the end of the day, okay, I want to come back to Statia. But you all ever had in your mind, man, I ain't gonna go back. I'll try the truck before I go back. Or you ever thought about that? How it was
No.
actually? It might be a two-part question. How was it actually, like, because you say you're close with your father and your parents? How was the conversation also like telling them, hey,
Or your family,
I kind of
yes.
like, I think we're gonna come back.
they actually wanted us to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know like we had to pay a lot of, like I said, the rent was a lot of money. And just then when we was thinking on coming back, it had just increased again. So it was like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't right. You know, like,
How long was it?
how long?
In Bonaire, you all
2 years.
was open. Wow, time went fast.
Yeah, it went fast.
Yeah.
2 years. But they wanted us to come back home, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was like, come back home, start from fresh. And then, you know, or you decide if I want to go to Martin still or do something else.
But then eventually you just end up working instead.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good that you're comfortable that your parents would. How it was explained to your parents you want to leave to go to do the business in Bonaire.
But the thing is, we always used to talk with parents, so they had basically know everything we were
Throughout the whole process.
Yeah, throughout the process. So they had already know. So there was like, I wonder if it was they who tell us to come home. And it was like, no. And then afterwards it was like, let me go home. Let me go home. Yeah, the parking was getting bad. It wasn't.
So-
Maybe if the store was somewhere else.
Okay. So the hustler mentality, would you say it comes from family?
I think
Like-
so. Because basically everybody does hustle in the family, the Brown side for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody either own a business or all of them own a business. All of them own a business, yeah.
Going through that having a business and certain stuff just not working out, it gives you a different type of appreciation for how, for example, Teacher Debbie and your father doing it for so long.
Yes.
It make you look at things a bit different. How it make you look at things then?
Like I don't ask my father for much stuff anymore because I know like he hustling to get his money, you know, and he have a lot of children now, so I need to have a hat.
How many of you?
I think it's 7 or 8. Okay. I don't even remember, but it's 7 or 8 for sure.
You did talk about being surrounded by boys and so forth. How do you think? Well, were you involved in sports as well too, right?
Yeah, but it was basically only softball. I played soccer too, but those was the mainly 2 sports.
What do you say sports did to you at that time as I'm growing up?
Well, back then that's all I had known. Like my father was always playing sports too. Like I said, I used to play sports with the boys. So that's basically all I had known because, like I said, I wasn't watching TV. Every day was like, oh, what we going to play today? But literally, oh, what we going to play today? Let me play this, let me
how
play
did
that.
it make you feel outside playing?
I guess happy. I was very jolly.
And to your mindset?
Stress-free.
Because like playing games, you know, sometimes you have to win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah,
What is that mindset like?
I don't think I ever had a problem with losing. I can't recall me having a problem. You can answer.
He was always like that, or like did it take like, you know, coaching from somebody like prepping you before you go into a game or a trial? What the outcomes could be? Okay, really, really confident. I guess like did I say if it in you, it in you.
Yeah, I guess.
Was your intention to ever come back to Statia and live here?
No. I always say I don't want to live here.
Why not?
I just didn't see it having anything for me on my level. especially like with what study. Like I always envisioned to have my own business, and Statia didn't have anything for my level of study, like bachelor's or to be a manager of a place, or in that field it always had somebody. The position was already filled, so I was like, it don't make sense come back home, And then to sell donuts here, like how we did it in Bonaire, it wouldn't go good because the population so small.
So the demand.
Not everybody gonna come here. The demand is high.
Especially
What did you
nowadays.
actually study?
International business and management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, you actually bring me back to my question. That was the question I had. You choose to go and study in Curacao.
Yes.
However, of course, we family, so I know you have your brother and your sister in Holland.
Yeah.
Why not Holland?
Too
Why
far.
Too
I
far.
love my parents too much to see them only twice or once a year. And it was expensive. The tickets to Holland, very expensive. And I do not like Holland.
Was it the weather?
The weather.
The weather mainly is what make you want
I
Mainly.
don't like the weather. It's too depressing.
what was the experience like on Curacao studying?
Not good.
Why you say not good?
Not good in the beginning, but in the middle it was very fun. But not with school-wise. School-wise, I was all from day one. I always had friends. Like
Yeah. So you could associate with the culture and everybody.
yeah.
So
like,
what was the thing, Pat?
the outside of the school, like living-wise? Like I don't know if it was because of my experience when I was buying the car and it was stolen, and then it had like a lot of.
Okay.
I don't want to over-exaggerate, but I think it was like 6 big black SUVs
Yeah.
pull up, and then like out of it was, it had like policemen in, at first I didn't know there was police, but they had guns, and they was in pure black faces covered, so I think it is a robbery,
Yeah.
So, and afterwards, like, of course, I'm going to realize it's police, and the car that I was going to buy was stolen. So,
say.
So what they're actually going to buy it then?
yes. Yeah. So, because first I had seen the car, and I called my father. I was like, because I didn't really like the catching bus thing.
Yeah.
And I see the car was nice, white, pearly white, just paint. So I called my father. I was like, Daddy, I see this car on the corner, this and that, and I take the contact information and thing. And he was like, Saskia, take it easy, and I like all hype because I really wanted the car.
Yeah.
And then we went to check it. We get an appointment, went to check it. The airco wasn't working. So my father like, the airco ain't working, but now he more know those things.
Exactly.
I just want a car, so I like it go fix.
Yeah.
He said that the fan, but they order the fan, but they come in. Why not wait, So he like, Saskia, I think you should, you're thinking too fast. You need to slow down. Don't go just jump by the car. Anyways, I talked him into it. And I was with his friend Wolf.
Yeah.
And he's like a big dog in Curacao. I like, Wolf there, Anyways, he was like, Wolf, he regulate, and we exchange contact to go get a car with Wolf.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, the fan belt didn't reach yet, but I'm going to bring it to you when it reach. So I like happy, finally we get a car, and we meet by the gas station first, and the Wolf was like, follow me. But then the guys went first, and the guys was like, no, let's go town. So Wolf was like, why town? He was like, follow me to Marchena, like that's my district, like we go there, people know.
Yeah.
That's why he's because people know where he is and stuff. And we went there, and I think they said like when the guys passed the bridge, I guess because they were looking for the car all the time, and then they recognized, I don't know if they had the window down, I can't remember. But that's how they realized it was the stolen car, so the police and everybody had already planned to.
Yeah.
But it happened quick. I don't know how that happened so quick.
Wow.
But it happened quick, like very fast.
So that means something happened that they had to find that car quick and they put it out to sell.
But they reached quick, and I was frightened. I was crying my eyes out. And then Shawnee's and Micheline was with me. All of us was scared because like we never went through that. We just moved,
Yeah.
And that traumatized me. I can't lie, that traumatized me. Like, I was scared. I was like, what if the boy's looking for me? You know, like,
yeah.
And then, like, where I was living, I was living on my own. And I was in the bigger apartment. Alatash was the smaller apartment. And then Micheline and Shawnice was living in the lady house itself. Because they was underage. And the roof was zinc. So you would hear the iguanas and thing on the roof, but I'm thinking it's the people coming. So I call my mother, like, Mommy, I coming home. Like, and she frightened too, because she just like me. My mother and me is the same.
That had to be traumatizing for me.
Okay, if get a little, maybe a week more, see how you feel. If not, you're coming home, you know? Because she was frightened too. Everybody frightened. I was frightened bad. I ain't lying. I was frightened bad. And then eventually, like, they would talk to me and they were like, Saskia is okay, the guys lock up and things. I'm like, but how you know they ain't out, you know?
Yeah.
And I never used, and then I had stopped going out.
You didn't get confirmation that they were locked up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what made me like stay. And then my classmates was talking to me. Like, I had a lot of fun. Like, I had this one best classmate. She's still my little bestie.
Yeah.
But she helped me a lot. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
So
it was good you had a support system, system from the beginning, even though it started off rough.
Yeah, but that Curacao experience.
But other than that,
besides school,
so outside of school, it just wasn't working out over there.
No, and then I was like in a bad relationship. So
before we get to there, right? I wanted to know why do you think Statia was not ready for you? Or I should say that.
You mean like
where you say you didn't have intentions to
come back?
Yeah.
Simply because like I didn't see no level for me to like nowhere for me to fit in with like my studies also.
So mainly positioning. Okay.
You think that's why? Do you think that's why a lot of persons just choose not to come back?
Yeah. Because you're going to go out, study, spend a lot of money to study, and then can't do what you study for. So, like, I think so.
Yeah. And how you feel now?
I'm happy I could.
And getting right back up in something that actually sports driven and what you was doing from small, so assuming you're
and like the sports here, like should I say deteriorated?
Yeah.
Like it ain't the same like back then when we was growing up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like,
what was the difference from back then, like you say?
I don't know, but it don't really have much sports going on anymore like before, like especially like the softball seasons and things.
So consistency.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think could bring back that feeling back to sports again?
I think we just need to have a good foundations. Like people who really love the sport should be in the foundations, like to push it actually, like start off with like weekly events, and things like that. But I think it could get back there.
Yeah, I did see some improvements too, because I think I saw like a weekly or monthly schedule.
Yeah,
you all put out.
Yeah,
I was like, this is good, because sometimes I see people on the field and so, but you don't know what really going on.
Correct.
So at least with a schedule, they kind of give her an idea, like, okay, this is something you could look out to, or something that you could join with your family.
Yep, and it's we want to do like monthly events, but that, of course, they're going to come in the future. Like maybe like on Teachers Day, we do something for teachers. Parents,
okay.
Like Mother's Day, something for mothers.
Yeah.
Like, family stuff to get people more active, because,
at least you have a touch of that feel, and you also raise up in sports, so you have a good connection with people and affiliation with sports.
Correct.
So apart from that, you had a question?
No, go ahead.
I know you are social influencer, Instagram influencer.
Yeah, something like that.
What do you consider yourself as then?
I guess that.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Was it your intention all the time? Like how?
No. I actually never used to like to take pictures.
No?
Never used to like to take pictures. But then, I don't know what got into me. I just started to take pictures.
Yeah.
And then one day, this one picture just went viral, like on Explore page, and then all these followers coming. I was driving, I was like, huh? Where all these people come from?
Yeah.
And then people was like, oh, she buy followers. I was like, who have money to buy followers? She have hustling in Bonaire. I got time to go buy followers.
So it happened when you was in Bonaire?
In Bonaire, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And it just, you were there a few months or?
No, I think we was living at the time. Was I? I think I was living in Bonaire at the time. And then it just went viral, and everybody, the pictures. And then, like, I guess, like, if I keep posting, more would go on Explore page.
Yeah.
And that's where they come from.
Wow. That's nice. How it feels to be in the spotlight then?
Well, I was always in the spotlight, so I feel normal. I was always the popular one in school, or... Yeah, so...
And what does that feel like then, being the popular person in school?
I don't know how no other way, so...
You grew up from it from small, right?
Yeah.
And you like the spotlight, or you don't necessarily like it?
Yeah, I like the spotlight. Of course. Because, like, I'm doing positive things. I don't do nothing bad. So, like, it ain't like a bad person in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like to motivate the little kids. Every time I go to work, Saskia, you know, is... Yeah.
You like that?
So how do you go about your page on Instagram? Because you're an influencer, I believe you're doing it professionally, right?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I always just make sure I have pictures line up. Like, I have pictures that I take like months ago that still have to post, for example.
Yeah.
So I would always, like, if I go out, my friends used to be kind of, you know, a picture again, but I like my, like, I have to love them for that, because like they're the one who take my pictures.
Yeah.
But, I buy like a tripod.
Yeah.
I use that once. Like, I don't know, I need to get a feeling of it, but I would always ask somebody to take pictures for me. Yeah. Like, if we go out, they already know, hey, Saskia want pictures.
Yeah.
So I used to use that app called Planoli, where I would upload the pictures and then, like, put them where I want them to go, like this after this one, this after this one, like that. Like, make a grid.
Yeah. Oh, from before you actually post it on. Okay.
To see how my page gonna look.
Yeah.
And then Planoli had started. I don't know what's going on with it, but it started to, like, say that it need to fix. Like, the connection always was going. So I like, let me find something else, because, like, I need end of month. I didn't want to pay for it. Yeah. So the maximum to upload a month was 10. Yeah. 10 pictures. Yeah. So I used to exceed the 10. Yeah. And I used to have to wait till the next month. I was like, So I went on Instagram and I would do lay out myself. So I would click picture and then, like, position them, moving them where I want to go. Yeah. And that's how I just do it now. Okay. And I would post every 2 days to keep the engagement up. Yeah. Okay. So, like, now I have, like, I didn't post since 4 days ago. So it has dropped and very fast. So, like, I was on 500 something K views. Yeah. The last 30 days, and now we're on 451.5 K views in the last 30 days. So it dropped down because I ain't posting. Exactly.
And when you see that, what it does do to you? Like, it does, like, wake up call, like, okay, like, hey.
Yeah. But sometimes I'll be so busy, like, cause it does, like, sometimes I doesn't want to post, because, like, it's like, oh God, I need to go through, cause I just take so much pictures that I can't decide which ones. Yeah. So I just always end up with like 20 of them. Thank God Instagram used to post 3 times because I couldn't decide, because the maximum pictures was 10 a post. Yeah. When I was 20 a post. So it's like, okay, well, we're going to just post one.
And then you do like the, what do you call it, like when you slide cross?
Yeah. Carousel.
The carousel.
Yeah, carousel. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Seeing that you're talking about Instagram itself, I see one of your posts that you made. You say for this year, my goal, well, what I'm strictly moving forwards to is happiness.
Yes.
What is happiness for you?
Happiness for me is not stressing Like, I have a problem with stress. Like, when I stress, it does be bad. Like, I does overthink a lot. So I say this year is less overthinking. Do what makes you happy. Like, I don't always think on other people's happiness instead of my own. Like, if I make you happy, I just focus on making somebody else happy than myself. So even if A making me happy, I still gonna do it because it make you happy. Yeah. But like, not this year. I'm gonna focus on myself, you know. If the relationship, whether it's a friendship or relationship, if it ain't going the way I like it to go, or like if I see it going good, I coming out of it. Whether friendship or not, like I ain't going to beg nobody to.
Yeah. What made you come to that realization?
I always had this thing about 2025. I don't know, like it just used to ring, like 2025 is my year. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, this December, I guess when I moved back from Bonaire too, and like I start a new journey, like I work in making my money, and you know, like I guess that changed a lot. I don't know.
You say it takes a lot out of you, like when you put the other person's happiness before yours. How did it used to make you feel like in that moment? Like you say you used to take it really bad. Like in what ways, if you're willing to share?
I used to take stressing really bad. That what you mean?
Like, yeah.
Like, people wouldn't know when I going through something because I always laughing or whatever. Like, I just go through stuff on my own. Like, I don't ask nobody for, like, advice, really, or besides if it's my sister or Linaria or so. Like, I don't really let people into my business or what I have going on.
Yeah.
So, like, dealing with that by yourself and already being an overthinker is a lot. So, like, I just used to be down. Like, if I'm by myself, I would be down. So, I always used to, like, go around people to, like, be happy, like, laugh and thing. Like, if I was by myself, strictly overthinking.
Yeah.
Strictly overthinking. But now I can be by myself, you know.
How, what you did to work on that, to cause it to
I really don't know. I don't know. It just changed one day.
Because you say you came out of, I think you mentioned self that you say you came out
of
a bad relationship, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I was in a bad relationship.
And what is a bad relationship?
An abusive relationship.
Mentally, physically?
Both. Mentally and physically.
And walk us through that. Like how? Let's start with the mental. How you notice the mental? Because I think it'll start. I don't know. It'll start with mental and then goes on to physical.
No,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I trying to like go back because like for me to like move on with my life and like continue living, like I don't know like if other people that was in my who experienced what I experienced, if it happened to them too, where you would like create a blockage, so I have to like dive into it to actually like open it back up. Like I create a blockage so like I don't like remember stuff all the way from the abusive relationship, but wait.
It's okay.
You know what? I like that you actually open up because you yourself started, and that make us curious to know. Because I felt like he was going into something deep. So we really appreciate you opening up because this is something which is as you notice on the island now, Irina Hunt, and they just did domestic violence a campaign Strong Together.
I went to that.
So a lot of it is a difficult subject to talk about, and that's why much people don't really open up about it. So I can understand why it is a challenge for you to open up.
Yeah, because like I tell you, like I never like talk. I don't talk to people, so like I did think of going to a therapist, but it's very difficult to find. And plus, I don't trust much people. So like
I could.
What steps would you take to make it more confident? You mean like you prefer someone from away because they have other means like online and.
I had looked into that too, but I don't know why I never do it. I don't know if I didn't build up the courage, or I always feel like, girl, you good.
Is it fair?
Maybe, I don't know. But I think I can answer the other question.
Yeah.
When you ask like if it's mental or whatever.
Physically.
back then, because it actually started out here in Statia, not Curacao. In Statia it started.
Okay.
And my dad would always tell us, like, don't play hand games. And we always was playing hand games. And then one day it started to get serious. And sometimes he would tell me about, like, oh, he don't want me to dress in short pants. So I think it started mentally, but it also started physically because of the hand games.
So was it that you all always had it like a game, like, hand games, but you never take it serious?
Yeah.
Until maybe like...
And one day it just went serious. And my head was in a concrete mixer. Like, it hit in a concrete mixer. And that's when things was like, what the heck,
Wow.
Yeah.
And would you say that those specific things were red flags? But you just maybe didn't?
Wait, I need to talk slow.
Yeah.
Take your time.
When you with a person that is abusive, most of the time they're narcissist or they like to manipulate. So like it will always look like it was my fault. So I wasn't thinking red flag.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh God, what could I do differently for it not to happen again? Because it was my fault, But it wasn't really my fault. But it made him to be my fault. So every time it would always look like my fault. And eventually, I would stop answering. Like, if we're in an argument, I would stop answering because I know if I say something you don't like, you're going to hit me. And that's a problem that I bring into new relationships because I wasn't talking. Like, they would be like, is it a one-sided thing? Because, you ain't giving me no feedback. And then, it's there to say, but it blocked. Like, I can't talk. Like, I don't explain it.
Yeah. Like you say, you used to be silent. Would you say, when you say with happiness, you used to put the other person first? Do you think that's where you put your partner at that time first? Putting his happiness before yours?
I guess so, for you not to get hit.
Yeah.
So I would think so.
In that process, did you have anybody you could have go to?
Because I was the type, a lot of people here, because I used to get hit in the public. So a lot of people used to, judge me because they would be like, yeah, why you don't leave him? But it's ain't to say, if you with someone, if you thinking it's your fault, you ain't going to leave. I don't know how to explain. It's very difficult for you to say it rather than do it. Because, you love this person. That was my first boyfriend and everything. So it's, not first boyfriend, but, real relationship. Yeah. So it was very difficult to get out of it. Because I had really loved him. Yeah. So it's yeah, because the fight gonna happen, but then the next day you go there again. So it's but then for your parents and thing is not, they ain't gonna understand it how you.
You say you was it was publicly, you used to get physically abused publicly. Do you think people was maybe confused because they always see you two always playing hand game that they couldn't distinguish? Wait, they playing hand game or it's serious?
Because the hand games was mostly at home. If we sit down watching TV or so, we end up playing, but not in the public. We didn't used to play hand games.
Okay. No. And no one spoke on it? Nobody approached you?
Yeah. But for me people would judge you. So I didn't think to talk to nobody because at the time too I didn't know what was going on either. I didn't come to realization of
that it was that.
Get out of it, you know, because I didn't know, I didn't think on manipulation, I didn't think on none of those things. So I didn't see the need to talk to people as well. So I don't know.
No, you go ahead. No, do you think because sometimes women find it attractive? Hey, my man protected me, or he really protected me because he don't want me to wear this. So, you tell me
no.
Do you take it like that? Oh, he loved me because he don't want me to wear this. And
no, I didn't think that. I did think on controlling.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mom would always tell me to don't leave nobody control you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In that case, I did think on controlling, but yeah, Not the
Love.
protective part. Yeah.
What love?
And my question is, what eventually made you come to the realization, like, okay, I gotta leave this alone?
In Curacao, like, I thought I was going to die. I literally thought I was going to die. I was like, no. No, you gotta stop it now. That was it. That was a wake-up call. I think for most people, like if I listen to other people's story too, that would be their point as well. Like the moment we realize, girl, you're going to lose your life. Like you thought you was going to lose your life or something. So that was my wake-up call.
Was it difficult getting out of the situation itself?
Of course, because he want you to go. You want to go, but a part still don't want to go because you love him, you know. But you know you need to go, so it was difficult. We would mess around sometimes, but nothing serious. Yeah. But then eventually, it ended.
Would you say you ever get comfortable or like kind of come normal to you?
What are you talking about?
Like the abuse. Like it kind of come, like it kind of.
Oh yeah, it
like
had come normal.
Normal, like okay, this is something I accept. This is how he is. Or
yeah.
Did you try to fix the person?
Yeah, I even offered to go to therapy, like as a couple. Like it was that bad. Yeah. I was like if you can't leave me alone, I can't leave you alone. Let's just try therapy to fix each other, you know. But
yeah,
he is like, no, I'm not crazy. Like that was the remarks he would make. But then in the end, when I decided to do, he was like, we could do therapy. I was like, no.
And you did open up yourself to say, you know, you're hurting me. Mm-hmm. Of course he know, but yeah.
I wanted to, I don't know how to put it. The same thing you went to, where was the thing from Elena when it was talking about the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the campaign, the release of the
I was there too because
a protection code.
I had to,
I see you.
Yeah. And as soon as I come home or something like that, I was talking to Paula. And I was like, at one moment in it, I was like, something feel off with Saskia.
Yeah, it was bothering him.
Yeah.
For true?
Yeah.
Your face was, I don't know if maybe something was, maybe I was talking about something at that moment that maybe throw you off, maybe your father sent you a message or something, but
no, I wasn't on my phone.
At a certain moment inside of it, I was just watching your face and watching you, and I could feel like you're there, but you're still ain't there at the same time.
Yeah. It was bringing back, honestly speaking, it was bringing back memories.
At least I could see.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It did bother him for you because he said something ain't feeling right.
That's crazy. Yeah. And like when Jolly was talking and things, like I was getting emotional. I was actually going to go outside, but I was like, stay, use a G. Just, you know. Let me just hear her story to see like if I could relate to. And I did relate.
Yeah.
And I remember now I don't want to stay in this too long, but I remember you said that because at a certain point you was willing to do therapy with the person.
Yeah.
And you say that at a certain point that maybe you want to do therapy yourself, but you're kind of like on the fence because you can't find somebody to talk to specifically. Do you think that is something important? Because like you said, that bring back, do you think that you actually move past it? Or it's
like if
that
I
you have
heal?
to? Yes. Well, basically that's what I'm asking. If you actually heal from it. No.
I think if I heal from it, I could talk about it without crying. Like before time, I would never talk about it. But now I could talk about it, but I would cry. So I get in there, but I still feel like, especially like with my relationship, like I wouldn't really voice my opinion. So I still think the therapy is needed to help me with, you know, get back talking to like voicing my opinions and not being shut down. But I don't think I heal 100%.
Is it something that you say when you reach to the time that you think that eventually you're gonna actually take the jump and actually
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. How do you feel now that the island is really pushing this forward?
Good, actually. I think it's a really good thing, because back then too, like, but at the same time, I don't know how to explain. But like how I say, like, you want to come out of it, but you still end up thinking. I think like, but then again, they have their own lives too. I was going to say, like, I think we should have somebody who making sure that
The person don't go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know if that could even happen.
Yeah, at the end, the person
But
has to
it's
make a
good.
choice, but yeah.
It is good that they taking it more serious here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you say, like, sometimes it's a struggle to have self-control, because, like you say, you want them to have somebody to be there to make sure that they don't go back. But now in technical terms, digital times, it's easy to make contact with the other person. So that's a tough one for them to
It's true.
to crack. But I can understand when you love somebody deeply too, and like you say, to that extent, it make it tough for you to break away.
Especially if it's looking like it's your fault. If the person
What made
make
you
believe
feel like
fault.
it's your fault?
The things that he would say, he would tell me at the, like, if we after, like, I don't know how to explain, but is what he telling me, like, he would say stuff like, oh, you make me do this because you say this, or you say that.
So like guilt tripping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. But even though in your mind, you in.
Yeah, but then I don't know how, but they would always make you believe it was your fault. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah. No, you explain it perfect.
Other, like, I thought it was like a problem with me, but then when I like hear other conversation, it was the same thing. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you break free from that. So
Yes.
you gotta be happy, It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Things could have been. What advice would you give someone who's maybe going through it now, unknown, to the community?
To get out.
How do they get out?
You have to have a strong mind think on your future, like, think on what you want for you, like, nobody want to die right now. So, like, think on either get the help that I didn't look for, or like we have Irena them now, like, talk to them, even if you need to do it privately or whatever. I think talking about it is one way to get out of it. But at the same time, if you don't want to get out of it, you don't get out of it, even if they talk to you. Because people talk to me. I didn't talk about it, but they talked to me, and it didn't change anything. But think on your future, as in, if you want to continue getting beat on, or one day, because they could hit you somewhere wrong by mistake, and that's your last breath.
Yeah.
So I start to think on those things. That helped me. Like I don't know. Like I used to like think back on like the moment. It was hard, but like if you put yourself in it again, it would make you not want to talk to the person. So I used to do that a lot. I don't know if that's what helped me. Like now that I'm talking about that, I'm remembering like things that I used to do. But I would always like put it in my head. Like if he messaged me, I would think on how he hit me today. Like, that don't answer, because it make you upset.
Yeah.
Like you don't want that anymore. So you're going to eventually stop answering, or, But I guess that could be advice for them.
Yeah,
put yourself back in it to get out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, because some people scared of being alone too.
Yeah.
And they might end up like, okay, I got to take this because I'm scared of being alone.
It's true.
Do you think it's something
But it's rough though.
Do you think it's something that is commonly happening?
I think so. Whether we know about it, I know it out there happening. I know it out there happening.
Because some people that say, oh, you're on a smaller island. We happen like, it's a scarcity, but it ain't something. You think it's something that does happen kind of on an often basis?
I think so. I don't know.
What does mental health mean to you?
Just making me happy. Like I say, like I was basically making other people happy, not myself.
Yeah.
So I working on not doing that anymore. And I want to like get he asked me if I was thinking on talking to somebody about it, like to better myself. I want to do that too, but I don't know when. But I'm trying to focus on my mental health.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, definitely in my own home, like I was telling you. I see myself bettering the community in any way that I can help. Kids, definitely. Parents getting old. Financially stable. Yeah, happy. Yeah, as a family person, so definitely big on that.
Is there anything that people don't know, most people don't know about you?
I guess my overthinking is only if you're close to me, you would know I just overthink. I guess that I just have bad days because people probably thinking I don't have bad days, seeing that I just be laughing and I always jolly. I don't know.
Yeah, that make you human.
Yeah. I don't know what else to think of right now, but probably there's more.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching this episode. Definitely a very insightful episode. We touch on a real lot of, a lot of things. So, like I say on the talk, capture the moment, watch it forever. See you guys in the next episode. Bless.